For the resting, for me, I've been practicing that in the normal daily life, but it really worked for me when end of last year, my mom passed away suddenly. I was extremely sad. I flew back to China, and for a few days, I couldn't sleep. And especially at night, all those thoughts, images, and body sensations, it just stay with me. And I literally feel physical pain. But I was at night, I think I was come to the stage, I didn't have any other choices besides just resting, watch this happening. And I would just watch the images and see the thoughts, listening the thoughts, those guilt. I could do something more. And then I feel the body literally in my heart area, just really contraction. I guess that was in a way it was a surrender. I just literally lie in the bed and just let everything happen. And then by the third night, I went to sleep. I couldn't sleep the last 2 nights. So that was after that, I feel this resting is really saving me in a way, and allow everything happen and really experience that, not running away, not just watch. And I think sometimes people feel like, oh, I watch, I keep a distance, but it's not a keep distance. I'm there to experience that, and then find out it's not scary as the thoughts are telling me. So that's my experience.
Thanks, Christine. Yeah. I'd just like to say hello to Colin as well. He took a little while to come on in. Colin, is there anything that you'd like to share just now on resting and how that's been for you?
Yeah, I got the times mixed up, folks. Sorry about that. It's for me, it's an unfolding. It's a continuous unfolding with the resting. It's almost like an unfolding of trusting. And I liked when you talked about the sensations when Scott mentioned in the stomach, because that's where it would have happened for me. And it wasn't a conscious thought of I have to trust this. It was more of an unfolding of trust, and it didn't come in words. And so then for me, it becomes more and more enjoyable, the inquiries, and really getting to understand the innocence of my addictions to drugs and alcohol. And that was a big thing because it took the shame away in a big way, because I felt I had hurt so many people, and somewhere I believed that it made me a bad person. But using the inquiries and being able to rest has really opened the freedom and really allowed the stories to be seen, really allowed all the hope to come up and be felt. And that continues to unfold. So That's what I'd like to say for now.
Thanks, Colin. Yeah, I love that trust. It is exactly that for me, about beginning to really have trust in the process. Sinitra just reminded me as well, Scott, maybe you can talk about this. You know, in the book you talk about 3 to 5 seconds of resting. And I think that's really important, because often when people hear resting, they think they've got to sit there for, you know, many minutes or even hours in this stuff. It can really be as simple as just a few seconds repeatedly.
Yeah, that's an old Dzogchen practice, actually, of just letting things be as they are in really short increments, but doing it repeatedly. And because, you know, it's not, I don't think it's the way that we're hardwired as humans. We're not used to doing that. We're used to sort of running on the story and kind of hiding from our feelings and not allowing, and sort of, you know, being the story. And so just taking a few seconds at a time just to rest and see the thoughts that are happening now, or to rest without thoughts, or to be with the feeling. It's not overwhelming to do it for a short period of time, and it doesn't have to be only 5 seconds. You know, there's nothing about that rule or anything. But that's exactly what I did when I first started to discover this. I didn't have the Dzogchen language, but I had other teachers telling me this, and so just stopping and being aware of what the mind is saying now, rest with that. Being aware of this feeling, come down, feel that, just for a short period of time, and then it starts to become more automatic, because you recognize there's freedom in that, you know. So.
Yeah, and I'd say that the resting is really crucial when it comes to addiction, of course, because we're wanting to rewire our neurology, basically, our neural pathways. And the way to do that is to do something different than we normally do. Every time we do something different than we normally do, we're rewiring our neural pathways. And a real gift of resting is a pause of the action that had been habitual. So if we, you know, for myself, when I wanted to reach out in a way to somebody to get love or attention, in a way that would have been destructive for my well-being, to pause, to really pause before reaching for the phone to text, or before emailing, to really pause and rest in what is going on in here. That breaks up the habit, it breaks up the addiction, and then the neural pathways get to rewire, and the space starts to happen. So it's really important, that piece is really important, to rest before engaging, you know, in whatever the compulsive action or activity is. And I'm sure everyone on this panel knows exactly what I'm talking about, as well as maybe many of the participants. So it's really, it's like gold, you know, really for me, it was gold.
Thank you, Lisa.